163 COVID patients hospitalized across the state right now. That's the most since this pandemic started. New tonight, a U.S. House panel calling for change here in Oklahoma. They're claiming Governor Stitt ignored White House guidance to stop coronavirus spread. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Mark Bradshaw.
And I'm Neely Jones. Oklahoma is sitting in the red zone tonight, meaning 10% of every 100,000 people are getting positive tests back. News Channel 8's Maureen Wart says if we stay on this path, our hospital workers are unsure what the future could look like. Maureen.
Nearly 66 more people were hospitalized in the state of Oklahoma with COVID today compared to yesterday. While that might not sound like much at first, we are in the middle of a spike in COVID cases, hospitalizations. Now, that presents a challenge for the doctors and the nurses who care for those patients in the COVID ward. At first, she thought it'd be just 6 weeks.
So me and a few of my coworkers who are single, don't have kids, just kind of thought like, this is probably best for us to do this at the beginning, so we're not taking it home to our kids.
But Lizzie Bradford quickly came to realize COVID wasn't following any timeline.
Be in a situation like this where there is so much devastation and like a lot of bad outcomes, because that's not why we became nurses. We didn't become nurses to like watch people die, right? Like we became nurses to really help people.
She's been working as a nurse in the COVID unit in the ICU at Hillcrest since March. It's a job where moments count.
But the reality is even those people, like it can turn into something serious so fast. And I don't think we fully understand what can cause that to happen in someone's body.
Before we get through with this interview, we might have 3 patients that have discharged and are ready to go home.
Oklahoma's seeing a spike in COVID hospitalizations. And Luana Halstead with the Oklahoma Hospital Association says if the trend continues, hospitals could become overwhelmed.
Well, at this point, it looks like we're trending toward it. Yesterday, the difference in yesterday to today is 66 patients, which is relatively significant, but you got to remember that is all across the state.
And I think one of the things that is the most terrifying to me is just like how contagious this virus is. And I interact with patients that are COVID positive almost every day.
But Lizzie says, sure, there is fear. COVID is a scary disease, but there's also hope.
I have a couple memories of just, wheeling patients in their wheelchair out of the ICU to the regular COVID unit, and that just being so exciting.
And plenty of moments, even in the COVID ICU ward, to celebrate. The hospital officials say if the number of COVID patients consistently increases every day, that's when they'll have to look at their hospital capacity and then consider going to their surge plan. Reporting live in South Tulsa, Maureen Wart, News Channel 8.